हाँ
बड़े
एकदम
बच्चे
फुल
ना।
स्क्रीन कर दो अपने इसको।
हाँ वो करता हूँ मैं, तो शुभम भाई को आने दो एक बार।
यार कहाँ होगा, लाइक वीडियोस में होगा जनरली। आई डोंट लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ यूट्यूब वीडियोस एक्सेप्ट फॉर स्टंट पैक वीडियोस।
यूआई थोड़ा चेंज किए तुमने अभी।
अच्छा अरे शुभमन्ना
हेलो हेलो, क्या हाल चाल है भाई?
बढ़िया बढ़िया, आप बताओ।
हेलो,
लाइव है।
बाद मिले भाई सब।
दिस फॉर्मेट आल्सो फॉर सम रीजन लुक गुड। तीन ही लोग दिख रहे हैं। चैतन्य अपने स्क्रीन में वही करो। हाँ 3 लोग ना यार,
हाँ बराबर आ रहा है।
शॉर्ट्स के लिए अच्छा होगा। जब बात करोगे तो शॉर्ट्स में बस क्रॉप करके डालो, हो जाएगा।
हाँ हाँ, सही है। तो चैतन्य इज ही ज्वाइनिंग
नो ही सेड इज
एंड आर वी लाइव ऑन यूट्यूब अभी?
यस, लिंक भेज दो।
भेजो भेजो, लिंक भेजो भाई।
हाँ लिंक भेज दो।
क्या कमाल कर दिया यार कैरिक ने। मुझे मुझे
हाँ
पता,
भाई।
थोड़ा सा ऐसे हंसी भी आ रही देख के कि मुझे लग रहा कि बहुत ही बेसिक्स यूनाइटेड ठीक कर रही है, समझ रहे हो? डिफेंड कॉम्पैक्ट कर रहे हैं, प्लेयर स्टैप, विंगर्स पीछे आके डिफेंड कर रहे हैं। लाइक बड़े गेम्स में मेरे को ये भी लगता है सेटअप करना इज अ लॉट इजियर। छोटी टीम्स को बीट करने में ज्यादा चैलेंज लगता है। ट्वीट कर दिया कि ट्वीट कर दूं?
ट्वीट
सीबीआर
कर
पे
दो।
ट्वीट कर दो, टीबीआर पे जो भी है।
TBR से भी है।
जीवीआर का अकाउंट तो डेली है वैसे।
चैतन्य,
हाँ
ये स्क्रीन को ना और क्रॉप कर दो। अभी पूरा विंडो आ रही है ना, थोड़ा नीचे का जो बटन्स वगैरह आ रहे हैं ना, वो हटा दो, हो जाएंगे।
वो देखना होगा।
वो विंडो कैप्चर, यू नीड टू चेंज इट इन विंडो कैप्चर। अंदर अटेंडेंस डाल लो, चैट में अटेंडेंस डाल देता हूँ। डंगा नंग, ये कौन है? लाडेरिक वाई क्यू वाई वन क्यू, कौन है
ये
भाई?
कौन है?
डंग है, नो आइडिया। आई थिंक इट्स
डंग नंग,
दैट्स इट,
डंग नंग।
फिलिपिनो। फिलिपिनो
वाओ,
लग रहा
हेलो
है।
हेलो, हाय मैन, गुड टू मीट यू। व्हाट डज डंग नंग मीन?
Yeah, hashtag one in the chat. That's me. Let's go.
लेट मी ओपन द चैट ऑन माय फोन। ठीक है।
एक सेकंड।
तो कुछ ऑप्शन है क्या निकालने का? ये दिख रहा तो है।
किस
No,
चीज से निकालेगा?
you
क्रॉप
can
गूगल
crop
मीट का
it
जो
भाई।
बोल क्रॉप करना
OBS स्टूडियो
पड़ेगा।
में जाके, OBS स्टूडियो में जाके क्रॉप करना होगा।
ओ
वो जब शेयर हो रही है वो दिखा रही है ना वो स्क्रीन,
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
वो स्क्रीन में थोड़ा क्रॉप कर दो इधर से उधर।
एक बार बता दो।
रहने दो।
क्या रहने दो।
आई थिंक वी विल
बता
स्टार्ट
दो
अप।
ना स्क्रीन शेयर करके भाई, क्या दिक्कत है?
वही।
डबल शेयर, शेयर के ऊपर शेयर, शेयर के ऊपर शेयर हो जाएगा।
मजा आ जाएगा।
वो तो आ गया प्रेजेंटेशन में। हाँ, सो OBS स्टूडियो यहाँ पे यू कैन क्रॉप, वो स्क्रीन के ऊपर डालो, देखो, क्लिक ऑन द स्क्रीन। यू आर
ओके
यूजिंग
got it।
डिस्प्ले का? हाँ, इसमें क्रॉप देखो, एक बार ट्राई करो। नहीं 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 नहीं, दिस इज
नहीं,
ओवरले वगैरह के लिए यूज होगा। राइट क्लिक
और
करके
देखो।
देखो एक बार। आई थिंक यू आर यूजिंग डिस्प्ले कैप्चर ना, इसलिए इफ यू आर यूजिंग लाइक स्पेसिफिक कैप्चर तो ही चेंज होगा। रहने दो मुझे।
नेक्स्ट टाइम करता हूँ मैं, देखते हैं।
हाँ, विल फिगर दिस आउट लेटर।
वैसे भी
मैं
कितनी
ट्वीट कर
बार।
देता हूँ भाई।
फुल स्क्रीन कर दो और क्या हो जाएगा। बंद कर दो। हाँ, प्रेजेंट। हाँ,
क्या
ओके। हाउ इज द चैट? चैट देखने रहता हूँ तब तक।
चैट पे अभी
देन
कोई
स्टार्ट इन
मैसेजेस नहीं।
2 मिनट भाई, 1 मिनट में स्टार्ट कर दो। 11:30 बज गए ऑलमोस्ट। 11:45, 12 बज गए। लाइक कर दो स्ट्रीम को। 6 लोग वाचिंग है, 8 लोग वाचिंग है भाई। 8 लाइक, वी नीड 8 लाइक्स। कितना चार्ज? ओह शिट, 46% चल जाएगा। ओके, स्टार्ट।
मैंने एक मिनट रुको ना, मैंने ट्वीट कर दिया, ठीक है?
ओके।
ट्वीट करता हूँ, चालू करते हैं।
हाँ 1 मिनट ले लो बस।
हाँ आराम से। मैं बोला मेरे को विल्सन का चिंता और कुछ
विल्सन का कि
नहीं। हैरी विल्सन रे, फुलहैम का।
ओह हैरी विल्सन हायर ही इज ऑन अ
भाई वो
ब्रेक
कुछ
फॉर्म।
भी शॉट ले रहा है, स्कोर कर रहा है वो। उसका फ्री किक देखा लास्ट मैच?
नहीं
विनर उसका वही था, फ्री किक था,
सुबह
बड़ा लॉन्ग रेंज फ्री किक दिया था उसने ब्राइटन के
ओ
सामने।
आई जस्ट रियलाइज हमने एक फैंटेसी लीग भी बनाई है।
उसमें तो एक ही बंदा टॉप में कब से।
हालैंड का
पता नहीं
वार।
भाई मैं
और
ये नाम है।
वो बंदा
मैं
पॉइंट
लीग
पॉइंट भी
चेंज नहीं
ड्रॉप नहीं
करता।
करता, वो कंसिस्टेंटली
अच्छा
टॉप
प्लेयर
मारता
होगा
हर
यार,
गेम।
मंजवा प्लेयर होगा। कुछ नहीं देंगे भाई, हम कुछ नहीं देंगे। इतना एक तरफा खेलोगे तो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा लीग में। गरीबों को भी मौका दो, रॉबिन हुड बनो भाई, मजा आता है।
चल स्टार्ट, लेट्स स्टार्ट। शुभम भाई, डू द ऑनर्स।
हाँ बस 1 सेकंड दे दो मुझे।
हैरी विल्सन, रॉजर्स, विला, सोसो बुलाए,
या वो
जो भी
अपने
उसका नाम है।
हमेशा से नेमेसिस है, वो लोग आर्च नेमेसिस ऐसे टाइप के प्लेयर्स।
आई डोंट लाइक सच प्लेयर्स जो बाहर से एक शॉट ले ले, स्कोर कर दे। कुनिया एज
बट
वेल, टू बी
कुनिया
ऑनेस्ट।
बट अपने ऐसे प्लेयर्स बहुत टाइम से
आई डोंट
एलर्जिक है हम
लाइक।
लोग।
बट प्रीमियर लीग हैज बीन मिसिंग सच प्लेयर्स टू बी फेयर।
Whenever वही होता है ना, like Pep Guardiola's comment, people stop shooting from outside the box.
या
Who's shooting outside the
अब
box?
एक बात बताओ, इज पेप गार्डियोला रियली स्टॉपिंग एनीवन फ्रॉम शूटिंग अदर देन हिज
Pep,
ओन प्लेयर्स? अदर देन हिज
Pep,
ओन प्लेयर्स लाइक अब जैसे like Newcastle and Bournemouth, these kind of teams took the other route and they found the anti-Pep way to play the football, right? तो ऐसे I think it's at the own hands of the teams and इतना इतना मत लो ना पेप को सीरियसली। पेप मतलब पेप का खुद का फॉल्ट नहीं है कि वो ऐसा फुटबॉल लेके आया और बाकी सब इन्फ्लुएंस हो गए।
I know, but people, I mean, it's more like data analytics driven, right? Data analytics,
रिटेंशन
XG, blah blah blah,
so there's a
possession.
मतलब नहीं
and
है
I think
उसका।
that's why you don't see Bruno like players, Bruno like young players. They're too afraid to take risks. You can see Odegaard as an example.
Yeah, you can, I think there's no real classic 10 outside Bruno now.
Yeah, it was anyway a dead position. Like I think Ozil was the last proper 10. De Bruyne was also more of an 8 than a 10. Like the way Pep
Rodriguez, I
used
have,
him.
but yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So Ventu says that's he's a bit similar to Morgan Rogers. We'll see. Anyway, chalo, let's get it going. Welcome back everyone. Hi, if you have joined. How many people are there? 5 people are there. Hello chat.
भाई
We are back finally. Really sorry. We keep saying sorry every time we're back because we take a lot of time to do new episodes. But here we are, and we are here to discuss Carrick's what rates do we call them? Tricky rates, pragmatic rates, goal
Squeaking
scoring rates.
you,
Carrick's winning
it
rates
doesn't
because we keep winning.
unbeaten record as a
win
United manager so far.
away game comeback Reds. Give again won an away game after being down 1-0.
Yeah. So
Reds,
tell me, guys, what did you make of it? What are your general thoughts on the game?
Shetty sir.
Uh, I think we were pretty much compact throughout the game, which was a pretty great thing, I'll say, because previously I think we would be leaking a lot of open spaces in between the games. Maybe one of the players will have some kind of a bozo moment, and you know them having a
Yeah.
chance to score. So finally, in this game, maybe we didn't see any of those things. They scored two goals like in a typical Arteta way. Own goal, फिर other one
Oh fuck
from a
him.
corner.
The most Arteta goals to concede.
Like I know it's black magic at this point. Even the refs should do
Yeah,
something about it because they were crowding lemons
they have to make a
towards
real
them.
rule about it. Like I think that they've found a beta in football. Ki you can score this way.
Like they were pushing him beyond the goal line. Like it's pretty ridiculous actually.
Yeah.
So
I
he
don't
didn't
think
have.
keeper can even move if you move.
Yeah, I mean
It's
Lemons didn't have
practically
any option
impossible to save
yesterday.
the goal.
He had to claim for the balls each and every time because he can't be standing there, right, waiting for something to happen. So I think in that regard, Lemons did really well yesterday. He was claiming all those balls or trying to punch it out. Apart from that, I think when it comes to chance creation, I think we did pretty much well from whatever we had. Like it was pretty much expected Arsenal are going to be compact and they are going to choke you. So I think on that regard we did well. Ruby error led to a goal, first one. Calm composed finish from Bomo. If a certain someone was there, I know what would have happened in 1v1 situations. So that was a good, nice thing for a change to know that your player can finish 1v1 chances.
Some guy named Chaitanya Kulkarni in the chat thinks we can win the title.
I mean, definitely, why not? Second out of the season, we go for the title.
But there's, to be very fair, there are so many games remaining, and the way top teams are dropping points, like I really want to see how Arsenal go on from here. I don't really expect them to drop a lot of points, but they because the way they play, like their whole strength lies in their defense, not even in their set pieces, but their defending. They
Hmm.
defend so well that keeps them from conceding goals, and you can always scam a set piece goal in games, man, and open them up. Like
Like,
we have been talking about this all season.
yeah, yeah. I think they're set to finish around 80 points at worst. That's for
Yeah,
sure. They are
yeah,
like
they are on
around
50 right now, na? Like 30 points from
50.
15 games, 2 points
30
per game.
is
I think
possible,
pretty
yeah.
fair.
Yeah, they will
40.
get a goal. Like if they do the same thing like they do yesterday, like scoring those goals out of set pieces, they'll win easily. They'll
Someone
just
talked
go.
about this a little. There is a bit of anxiousness among Arsenal players whenever they concede, when the period of not taking the lead is a little too long, when they haven't scored a set piece goal or something. So their fans get a little anxious. Do you
It's
guys also
be-
sense that?
yeah, because that's been a theme of the past 3 seasons. To be fair,
Their legends have also commented, right? They were, I think, I don't recall who it was, like, but I think two or three people came out and said, Arsenal team was built on high fluid attacking football, but it looks like the fans, the players, all of them look for set pieces and more than position plays or passes into the box. They're more excited by set pieces conceded, fouls
Which is
conceded.
actually true. Which is
Yeah.
actually true.
they were
Hey, whatever
cheering,
makes
right?
them win gets them to win, but they're not winning anything. That's the issue with them.
See, that's the thing. That's the main debate. Na, ki, can they really win it playing this way the entire season? Like half of the season, it has somewhat worked out for them. Although they're still like a 4 point lead is not really it's not really a good lead, especially to the second half of the season where Man City really almost always kick the gear.
But I
To the
think this
second half
time
of the
around it
season
will
where
be
they've
difficult
always
for them.
bottled it as well. Last 4 seasons they've been bottling. Not last four. I think every season under Arteta they've bottled. Either it's been top four, where
Yeah,
they've come out of Europe, or top one. I don't know. If they don't score goals, I don't know how they'll win games.
So one more thing about that I noticed and I wanted to ask you guys as well. Ki, what I saw was ki Arsenal's energy in the first 20-30 minutes was like they were really on the fourth gear and they were like pushing really high, winning with intensity. I think they were closing the players down really well as well.
yeah.
That made me sort of think if you have seen Arsenal generally score most of their goals early in the game.
Hmm.
And so what I wanted to understand was is it do you guys also see this trend in every game where their energy also drops down a little bit after the 30-minute mark? Because I saw like and that's where the credit goes to United because they were really pinned at their in their own half and Arsenal were really right on them. We were not even able to retain the ball. Like every time we would receive the ball, someone would two or three players would jump on our players and they would just
Yeah.
lose the ball. And but somehow we kept our heads in the game, and even despite all that, we were defending really compact. And I think that's where the credit goes, and we slowly got back into the game. And then, especially after conceding the goal, I think right before we conceded, we started to get back. But right after we scored the first goal, I think from there on we were able to build really well. So, do you also notice this Arsenal trend in other games as well, or it's just this game where they were like where they ran out of the energy?
I've seen the Liverpool game, right? I think one of the United players also commented. I don't recall who it was, but they said the same thing: is they watched the Liverpool game and where Arsenal were really, really dominant for the first 20, 30 minutes, but then Liverpool kind of won back into the game, and I think that was
Like
the
after
game.
After this game, post match interview,
Yeah,
Manchester. Oh.
I don't recall. I'll search later, but I don't know if it was Dorgu or Punya, but one of them probably said something like that. That they watched the Liverpool game where Arsenal were like very dominant for the first 20 minutes, and then Liverpool got a chance back in. All of the game, I think ended in 0-0 draw. But
Hmm.
it's
Oh,
it's
that
been
was a
the same.
horrible game.
It's been the same thing, right? I think we've discussed this 1 year ago as well, where we said do not concede to Arsenal in the first 20 minutes, and then
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had this discussion बहुत पहले हुआ था. तो I think last season में हमने किया था.
last season time as well. That's their strength. That's also their weaknesses because I don't think they can do these kind of comeback games, comeback wins. You've seen how stupidly they fall onto the floor when they concede a goal late on, right? Or you see Gabriel crying or Declan Rice putting his head on the air. ऐसे ऊपर करके पता नहीं
Like
किसको
they
देख
don't
रहा
have
है.
any main character type of player in there.
Yeah, they don't have anyone who they can rely on.
They don't have a
Pioneer,
prolific scorer, man. They don't have a prolific scorer.
they don't
Even
have no one who
Saka
can
has
just
5 goals. Gyökeres has 5 league goals.
I mean,
have a
it's
prolific
it's
scorer.
their
You need
problem,
like
right?
kind of dog, or I keep coming to these words, but uh, who was this? Like I think Trossard was one of those who's like clutch player they have. That's easily start.
Yeah, he is the closest that comes to it, like
Yeah.
having that kind of mentality to win in big games. That's why he
Martinelli
also
stat
scores in
pads
big
in
games.
useless games. Martinelli stat pads in a lot of useless games late on, but
Yeah.
just Trossard who can come in and score goals,
Did
right?
Martinelli even come on?
No, today this game I
No,
didn't
no,
see.
he didn't. He brought on a easy.
Right,
And
so
also, did he even try changing Saka's wing?
yeah,
They
I saw
shifted
him.
him onto the Dalot side, but still he could not do anything. But anyway, let's focus more on United players. Who do you think were the best players? Where do you think there were some problems as well? Like for example, in the first goal, I think in the beginning, I think Kobe was not really at his 100%. Like I could
Yeah,
even the first goal that we considered, if you see the replay, Kobe is like trying to slowly jog back. Even Casemiro was a little slow on some occasions. And also, sorry, I missed the chat. Again some Chaitanya guy. He says, "Talk about my guy Ruben
Danish
Amorim."
Roman.
we will
Ruben.
we'll come to that.
We'll come to Roman. We'll come. That's the last, probably the
But
last
But
point.
you
one
need to
thing,
move on, my friend. You need to move on.
What is the
The
poor
wheel is
man doing to
moving.
you? Yeah. What
we
has he
don't
done
need
to
to
you?
suffer
Why are you
anymore.
harassing him?
You don't need to suffer.
Maybe
Okay,
I think
that's the question I will ask you. How different do you think this team is from Carrick's team and or from Ruben's team? And is it even a different team? What do you think has been different? What do you think has been more, because something is working, right? That's why we have been a lot better than we were again with Ruben. Whatever the
Mm.
like, of course there were bozo moments, but then there have no been not been bozo moments. Player individually have also been well. What do you guys think has changed?
the main thing, at least, which might work out for these games like Arsenal and City, is the one fact that our players are much more compact, closer to
Yeah,
each other.
Yeah.
They've been playing those 1-2, 1-2. Like you're forming more of these triangles, possession triangles, like they do in
Rondos are back.
Rondos. Rondos were back. Rondos were there even
Rondos
before
were
him.
already there. I don't know why everyone is talking about this. Rondo हटा दिए थे.
We've saw, but anyways, forget about
Jose is
that.
the only one who took the Rondos off, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
है
yeah.
ना?
I
Jose के
think
time में बंद हुए थे. Ole brought them back. Ole.
okay. But so one of the good things is obviously Casemiro, Bruno, and Mainu. All three of them, I think were very good, at least on the ball, because a lot of times you see Bruno losing the ball, or Odegaard losing the ball, or sorry, not Odegaard, Mainu losing the ball, or Casemiro losing the ball a lot cheaply when they were in Amorim system. That was largely down to people being much more wider, like the three center backs were quite slightly disconnected from the rest of the team.
Yeah,
You had the wingers or wing backs who didn't know whether to be
Yeah.
attacking or defending. So positionally, I think a lot of players now know where to be, which is a good thing. But it can also be a bad thing, especially when teams actually sit down deep and
Yeah.
you face low blocks where you have a lot more space, and that's when the bigger task is what do you do with the ball. Right now, we don't have a lot of space, so a lot of the ball. So whenever you get the ball, it's kind of easy. You just play around,
Before in a
find some gaps,
transition.
and then make a transitional move. But that might, I mean, obviously the game plan is going to change when when you're facing one of those teams. So it's important to see and not get carried away by these two results. But whatever we've seen so far, is kind of was expected from Carrick. Is that he's going to be pragmatic from what we have seen in the 3 games that he's coached, even after Ole was sacked, right?
Yeah,
All those 3 games, at least the Villarreal game, I think I remember was he dropped Ronaldo, he dropped even Bruno Fernandes to have a very tight, compact.
Yeah,
Uh,
Bruno was not happy about it.
he will never be happy about it, but
Uh,
that's kind of Carrick's go-to plan for any big game. Let's see what happens when he does play a team where we are supposed to be the better team.
what do you think, Shetty bhai? What's different in this team compared to the Amarim's team?
pretty much same as what Harish has already said. I think with familiarity with the positions for all the players, and obviously a bit of numerical advantage in the midfield, obviously. Because
Hmm.
now you can see Bruno is relying a bit on Menu to pass back if needed, which wasn't
Yeah,
the case earlier.
yeah.
So that's the advantage. But obviously, as Harish mentioned, the real challenge will be in the next upcoming 5 to 6 fixtures where we'll be facing most of those low blocks team.
True.
And that is when we need to see what Carrick got in his drawer to, open the score. I would say.
I think
And
one
yeah,
major thing about this is ki, and this was, I think I have said this a lot of times, ki, this was Amarim's biggest blunder, I would say, to not use Bruno as a 10. Whatever system you play, I think if you see Bruno, the kind of spaces where Bruno receives the ball, I don't think anything has been more significant than Bruno's presence there because when Bruno see how where Bruno was receiving the ball earlier compared to where he's receiving now.
yeah,
He was receiving balls in those spaces. Also in when our team was already in the final third, but now he's receiving those in those places when we are even building like we can straight up build up from the back and Bruno receives the ball there, he turns and then he has 2 3 runners ahead of him. I think that
mhm,
puts us in a great advantage and that will also come very handy against time sides that sit very deep and want to play in a very very physical way.
yeah,
And I think we defend a lot more compactly as well now. I think Casemiro's role has slightly changed a little bit. He screens the like he knows where to screen now because earlier what the problem was ki pehle I felt like Casemiro is more on the right side. Menu sometimes covers the left side and Dorgu also comes there. So it's not
yeah,
Casemiro like lighting off the fires all by himself. And you can see how sometimes Bruno would leave his man when he was playing in the deeper areas. I think that has also changed. But one major credit to him was for the development of Ahmad. I think we have all discussed and seen ki how somewhat inefficient and ineffective Ahmad was earlier. He could sometimes chip in goals, but his impact was really like not as significant as it was after he got that right wing back position under Amorim. Which leads to the next question. What do you guys think would be the starting lineup against Fulham and what do you think is the best possible front three at the moment?
I don't think
I think
we'll
the front
go with the
three.
front three. It depends, I would say.
uh,
There will be a
I would
slight changes in the team
say good.
because then I would say against low blocks you will need a guy like Sesko, obviously,
Hmm.
who's there to disrupt the defense. Then again, the conundrum that comes with it is how do you play Mbomo and Ahmad together because
Hmm.
their favorable sides are mostly towards the right. It doesn't make sense to play any of them in the left. So, and now we also have a guy in form that's in Dorgu.
Hmm. But I think in those games you will see Dorgu playing as a left back
Left back, yeah, yeah. Even
or
I
maybe
think
the
I think
right back
Shaw
of
will hold the
Shaw.
bench. Shaw might hold the bench because I don't
Yeah,
think
he
he
has his
has.
fitness issues as well.
I don't think he has a lot to give attacking wise now. He has dropped that intensity has dropped definitely from before. He is more into defense now. So maybe we'll see Dorgu as a left back. But let's see how we adjust our team accordingly. But
I
overall,
think.
I think Sesko comes in for sure. That will be the only
Hmm.
change.
I also think that. Even I think against low blocks, we'll see Shesko with Cunha. Because I don't think Mbomo would ever get dropped. Like he is the most prolific scorer in our team. So
Yeah,
if
he's not going
Mbomo
anywhere.
is a constant, I think it's Ahmad who gets sacrificed. And because Cunha is more of a disruptor, you need those kind of players against low blocks as well.
Yes.
So I think And against sides like Tottenham, who also try to attack a little bit, and it's not entirely a low block. Who are also they are also trying to win the game. Waha I think maybe it will be Cunha with Mbumo and Ahmad on wings, or maybe Sesko with Mbumo and Ahmad on wings. Maybe Cunha gets benched.
I think it's a good problem to have, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
After a long time, we are having this problem of what kind
yeah,
of attacking combo we should have.
yeah.
Uh,
But I as much as I love what Dorgu is doing and how the way we are using him, he's not really the kind of player you would want on your left wing as an attacking team
nah, yeah,
when
I
teams are
agree
sitting
with that.
deep. So big games ke liye he's a great tool to have because he's a tank. He runs back and forth very well. And that's what Ahmad does as well.
Yeah, against low blocks, I don't think he'll be that effective anyway, Dorgu.
But he could be a left back against those teams.
Yeah, left back he will be fine, but as a winger, it won't work because in terms of take on, I think there's a lot of things he needs to work on to be a proper left winger. We are still far away
Okay.
from that.
Okay, coming back to the defense, let's talk center backs first. So Delict has started, like I think Sulky dropped this update. Ki Delict is now like retaining his fitness. It's something like that. So, and what I feel is ki he is a better box defender than Licha, but I really like the kind of advantage. It's almost like a cheat code what we get with Licha in possession, right? Like he can really come forward with the ball, can comfortably is a very press resistant player. Heaven is too. Oh, we forgot about Heaven even like he. So what do you guys think would be the starting CB pair moving forward? Harish, what do you think?
I think it's Licha if it would be the automatic starter, especially because he's left-footed centre back. When he's not there, I would still think that Carrick might go with Haven because he's also a left-footed centre back. Then try something like Maguire and Delete.
Hmm.
Now it needs to be seen, but I feel it's always going to be Martinez who starts with Delete and Maguire rotating for the right centre back roles.
Hmm.
And I'm not sure where Euro comes in from in all of this again, but if I'm not wrong, at least it will probably be like Licha and Haven for the left centre back roles and Maguire and Delete for the right centre back roles.
Mm.
I think Licha's leadership is also something that comes into play. Like he's a major presence in the dressing room.
His ball passing alone is one of the very good reasons to just keep him. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're defensively strong, I don't see, we've not really considered. I think we've considered like two or three just very good. Not even considered like one or two good open play chances against City or Arsenal. If we can keep something like that going on, I don't
Hmm.
really see the need to be strong defensively.
Yeah.
And then adding to what Shetty had said earlier about Dorgu and Dorgu, I think one of the other factors is the fact on the right back role, whether it will be Dalot or Mazraoui. So
Mazraoui,
so
yeah.
far, how we've seen how Carrick sets up is like he goes with like a back three while in
Yeah.
position. So one of the fullbacks keep dropping, and right now it's Shaw. But
Yeah.
if Mazraoui is there, I would think that Mazraoui then drops into a centre back role to form the right centre back role.
Mm.
In that case, you will need a left back who's more attacking. So
Who
you
is
could
Dorgu?
see, yeah, who's Dogu? So you could see a case where Dogu and Mazraoui start, and
Yeah.
one pairing as Shaw and Dalot start as the other pairing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or that happens as a substitution where people say, "Oh, look at this guy making a defensive substitution." Our fans
Uh,
like to do that a lot.
uh, I don't think we'll do defensive substitutions. I mean, we have a lot of attackers. We have still a Mount who's not even
Yeah.
touched grass,
Yeah,
right?
There is
You got
there's Lacey. There's Ugarte too. I was really thinking कि we could have used Ugarte in the last game, but then there's also the fact that Menu can retain possession very well, like even under pressure, and Arsenal were applying shuru mein a lot of pressure. But I
yeah.
felt like we needed some energy in that midfield. But the problem is the energy only. The problem is our option is Ugarte, who has energy, but he's a
He's
walking bomb.
clumsy. He's
Yeah,
clumsy.
he can.
I mean,
I don't know why he
he
tries
might
to
have
shield
given
the
away a
ball.
penalty. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. And
It's some.
he shields the ball really poorly, and he
Yeah,
also
yeah,
like
yeah.
his risk taking is also not very calculated. It's very rash. Okay, he just
Yeah,
like
like
he would leave his man in.
he would have had that one moment that he would have given away a ball or given away a
Yeah,
foul.
yeah,
So that's why I think Carrick didn't risk it.
yeah. You need more security, and I think Menu did well for the most part. Yeah, off ball he could have done a little better in the first half, but I think overall he was good.
Overall, yeah, because Arsenal were anyway useless in open play, so I think it wouldn't have mattered much.
I mean, I love
Yeah,
to judge him for the low block situations more than these kind of situations. I feel these kind of situations where opponents press him, he's always going to be good because he has space to move the ball with. It's
yeah.
when the opponent doesn't press him and then you just compact and sitting where they are, right? That's when what does Menu do with the ball is the bigger question that comes in.
I think in those games we can do with Mount probably like in the more advanced areas and Bruno playing a slightly deeper role. If a team is absolutely sitting back, I think वहाँ पे
Or
a
maybe
player like Mount.
maybe a lot of 1-2s.
हाँ,
Like
Cunha can also play that role ना if Bruno
yeah.
drops in the deeper role.
Hmm.
Uh,
And
uh,
how do we replace Casemiro though? Can we haven't seen the chat काफी time से. Let's see what the guys are saying.
Dorgu is not injured. That's what
I think
Suvendu
he
said.
had just cramps. Carrick mentioned it in post match.
Yeah,
So I don't
Carrick
think
did say
it's
it was a hamstring. I mean, he said it. If I recall, he said
cramps,
it may not be hamstring, but he said he'll wait for it. So I don't know.
Oh,
But I think he didn't rush to the medical room, so I'd say he's fine.
Yeah, he was walking after the game. He was meeting
Yeah,
people from
he's
I think
fine, I'd say.
doing interviews. I think
It was
he
just
was not
precautionary, more or less.
I like what confidence does to a player. Now he's like he would not have taken that shot a few months back. The kind of shot that he scored with, even the shot he took from the left, and uske baad, if you notice, he made a really good run inside, and he tried to give a backheel pass to Menu or someone. But
Yeah.
he's a lot more confident now. It's really good seeing him do that.
Amorim unlocked him after that press conference. Bomba.
Atar Bhai is in
What
this
do you
too.
guys think about that? What do you guys think about how that all portrayed in the media? How people talk about कि manager cannot be saying with me. I did not find it harsh, वैसे तो. But what do you think? Was it unnecessary for Amarim to say? It was like super apparent also. Like he was anxious when he had the ball, and I think managers do analyze the game. How else would they analyze the game? Like if they're asked about a player, he was categorically asked about Dorgu when he said he's a little anxious with the ball sometimes.
I mean, that game we all knew he was really bad, Dorgu as well. So I
Yeah,
will not blame Amorim. It's part and parcel of the game. You are playing for Manchester United. You get comments from Paul Scholes. You get comments from Nicky Butt. You get
Nicky
comments
Butt.
from like comments from Gary Neville probably costed Amorim's job. So we don't really know. Like we cannot just say that one guy's comment is more important than another guy's comment, even if it is your manager coming from your manager in a press conference. I think either you take it seriously and work hard, like I think how Licha has done, which Suvendu also pointed out, or you just sulk about it and post Instagram stories. But a manager coming out and saying a player should have done better is in my opinion not really a bad comment. It Some people take it as a motivation to do better and prove the manager wrong in a more public scenario. I think someone like even Casemiro has come out. I mean, though he's not been called out publicly, but Casemiro came out and did pretty well
Yeah.
under Amorim, right? Then you have a lot of cases, obviously, where players do come out and take it as a positive thing, and also players do take it as a very negative thing. So if Amorim really knew how Dorgu would react to it and said what he said, then yeah, should be fine. But if he did get hurt and blah 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 blah, Dorgu was hurt, then nothing he can do, nothing we can do. It's
Chaitanya in this chat said freedom fighter.
freedom fighter, yeah, freedom fighter.
कौन है
That's what
freedom
he
fighter
was.
भाई?
Freedom? What?
Menu.
Republic Day. It's
मैंने
Republic Day. You don't know who the freedom fighter is. Please see chat box. अरे देख रहे हैं अतुल भाई को इग्नोर कर रहे हो भाई तुम.
हाँ, Atharvas is not very happy कि chat box ही देख रहे हैं भाई. What did we miss? He said we won by 2-3. Then Suvendu said Dorgu has cramp, not hamstring. Chaitanya says so backline solid.
Max, let's I doubt it drops.
Chaitanya thinks कि Delict replaces Maguire. MDL Licha is the. But it's
Baleba
like
for
you said, it's a good
Casemiro.
problem to have.
Baleba for Casemiro. Suvendu says I don't know. I mean, it's a good like change, but it's definitely he's not going to replace Casemiro in what he brings.
Yeah, and what
Yeah.
Casemiro brings on the ball is also like it's really immense what he brings.
On
Even
the
even
ball,
Anderson is not
yeah.
the same player.
On the ball, off the ball, off the pitch, on the pitch, like all four aspects
Yeah,
of
Set
footballer. I
pieces
don't.
wise as well.
We cannot
I
replace him.
I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I had never imagined that I would say that it's really hard to replace Casemiro right now. Like abhi tak to we were thinking of grading him, but what all he brings to the table, I think it's so difficult to replace that.
Is it? I
I
don't
would
think there
say,
is any player
as
out
per
there.
the
As well.
profiles we have for the team, we could replace or be slightly okay with Bruno. I mean, no, it's controversial, but you still have someone like Cunha or Mount or Ahmad or someone who can fill that role, and you may not see the drop in performance so much. But to replace Casemiro for like, even Real Madrid have not done it. It's been like
Exactly.
Yeah.
5 to 6 seasons. They've spent 100 million on Chouamani. They've spent 40 million on
Come
who's
on.
that
Kamavinga.
Kamavinga,
Then
and then
Valverde too,
Valverde
but he's
was
more
tried
from box
there.
to box.
Danny Ceballos was tried there. I don't know how many players they've tried, right? And they
Hmm.
themselves would come and take Casemiro back if he was like 4 years younger. So
Hmm. I think we'll have to change a little bit the way we play. And the biggest quality that Casemiro brings is the ability to screen like the
Yeah.
center line, and he's always in the right position. I think Menu also talked a little bit about it. Okay, Vinayak is here. The duels Casemiro wins is what
hardest.
is is what will be the hardest to replace. I agree with that because he's
Like
always in the right place. And even against Arsenal, you did see him popping up like he does a lot of firefighting, making it look very effortless. So
Yeah.
the physicality, we should not forget the physicality.
oh
Like
yes, yes, yes.
but you
He's
can
a
talk
he's
about
a big
Baleba,
aerial threat.
Anderson, yeah, Baleba, Anderson, Wharton, or whoever you can talk about it. But I don't think the box presence that he has,
Yeah.
the aerial presence that he has in both sides of the boxes, I don't think. And the physical, like just shows Casemiro around. No one can even show him around, like
Yeah.
so cheaply. That I don't know if any player can get that. Either you have to be very technically strong to not get shot of the ball, or you just have to be built different.
Even he's very quick to take a decision with the ball. If you see like he receives the ball and he's very quick to release it as well. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that is another area where I think people really underestimate his presence. Sure, he was a little careless with the ball, like in his I think under in second season of Ten Hag, where like
That
he
no one,
probably his
even
career's
God,
worst
That
season.
that I won't blame
that
him. We
no
are
one,
playing
even
basketball
Ryan
today.
Casemiro cannot fix that. Sorry.
हाँ हाँ वो तो क्या
That was
दो रॉड्री भी खड़े कर दो तब भी इतना इट्स लाइक इतना पिच पूरा अकेले कौन कवर कर
That's
लेगा
what
you
Thomas Frank is doing right now to Tottenham, right? You've seen the posts. I've seen like they're playing 5-0-5 or something like that.
you're right.
what the hell is going on with Tottenham? Like I'm not really I have seen some of their games but I'm not really following them properly. I have heard they play like really bad football. मतलब is
Like
it
they
really
are
that
not.
bad या
Like
फिर
they
क्या
come
है
It's
on,
which
they
थोड़ा
come
bad.
on, win
Yeah.
analyze
against City. I watch the games against City. I watch the games against us, and they play well, decently well
या
against
सिटी
us.
गेम तो बहुत अच्छा खेले थे यार वो
So
I
I
watched a
have no
game
clue.
against Burnley. Like they were looking for a goal. Like कुछ आ रहा ही नहीं था उनके नंबर 10 सिमंस है ना या तो he wasn't creating anything यार मतलब कुछ भी misplaced passes ये वो it was pathetic to see. Like जैसे हम लोग खेल रहे थे last season just like that.
yeah.
There's nothing to look
Vinayak
at.
I
says
think
कि Rice was really good yesterday. Rice was bullying Menu, but he couldn't do anything against Casemiro, which is actually true.
आर्सेनल फैंस राइस को गाली दे रहे वहां पे टाइमलाइन में
Why?
he
Like
was a
for the
cause
lack
of
of
a goal.
ओलो
creativity?
बोल रहे मेनू ने बुली किया राइस को आई हैव
For the
सीन दोस
final
क्लिप्स
Uh,
Cunha goal,
या
point out
कुन्या गोल के
Garcia
तो उसने
goal
छोड़ दिया
pass.
था he
ah,
jumped on it
oh. But yeah,
So I,
Rice, I think Rice was really good. Like
oh,
I
that
think
was Rice's weakness as well, right? This is
Rice is not
exactly
an
what
out and out
Casemiro
six I
did.
would say he's
Yeah.
a number 10
he's more
type
of
of
a
player
box to box. No?
yeah
Six to इनका Zube Mendy है.
I mean,
वो तो सिक्स
what
लगता
Rice
भी नहीं है
did for
मुझे
Cunha's goal was exactly what Casemiro would not do. Is basically Rice started following Bruno, and he was
Yeah,
yeah
shielding the center of the pitch, and that is why
yeah,
he was
yeah,
getting
yeah.
back,
Yeah.
which is exactly
Agree with.
opposite of
Good
what Casemiro.
example.
Right. You cannot replace him with Rice as well. I don't know, man. Anyways, but I think we'll change tactics at that point. So
it
it's
will be more
definitely
of a
not just going
pivot
to be
I
the
would
same
say
system.
4-2-3-1 वही हो जाएगा kind of
So, what do you guys expect the table to look like moving forward? And how? What are your expectations from United in the coming games?
uh, I think based on our current form
Let me tell you the matches that we have moving forward. Okay.
yeah I've seen it
So we
Yeah,
next is Fulham, right?
Fulham and Spurs.
Fulham will win. Fulham and Spurs will win. Spurs if Frank
You
is
expect
still
to win?
there.
I think वैसे तो we're playing at Old Trafford.
So Spurs के
Spurs is a
सामने
weird
will
team to
win
play.
if Frank is still there. I'm pretty much sure about that. वो दो I guess will win. उसके बाद का थोड़ा बोगी टीम्स है. एवर्टन, वेस्ट हैम, न्यूकैसल.
Hmm.
उधर मैं
Chat, what
थोड़ा
do you
नहीं.
expect? Where do you all expect United to finish?
लाइक 15 लोग देख रहे हैं, लाइक कर दो पहले,
15 लोग.
फटाफट लाइक कर
जैसे ही बोलने वाला 15 मिनट 15 लोग देख रहे हैं मेरा कैमरा तबाह हो गया भाई
इतना
दो.
लोग
हमारे
क्यों
while
फॉलो
while
कर रहे हैं?
while the chat says something, if or if they say something, I think, I mean, let's talk about the other teams a bit. The
Yeah.
Yeah.
table, Arsenal का छोड़ो, City, and the biggest issue with City and Villa are that they are in European leagues, and
Yeah.
उनका squad is kind of thin right now, both of them. Villa is very, very, like, what do you call it? Like dependent, yeah, dependent on Watkins, Rogers to win their games currently. So it's
Wild
like,
XG over performance, man. I still
so
cannot wrap my head around it.
they may get past the season. Maybe they end up top four. We don't know if it still continues, but it's very high chance that they will probably drop off. I expect United to be third, maybe.
Yeah.
Unless some magic happens, and as the person named Chaitanya in the comment section says, 1980 में कल कुछ ना कुछ overturn हुआ, तो इस साल 40 साल बाद we'll do the same,
Wow.
right?
So Vinayak in the chat says 4, 5, 6 currently. That's also because everyone is inconsistent. We're not
But we have like one game a week. I'm thinking if we have one game a week, we have this advantage. It's not about consistency. It's
It's
just
a
about,
huge advantage to have.
if you can stick around, and like the games we played both versus City. I mean, again, it's maybe called consistency, but in City and Arsenal, we did not take it lightly, and every minute we were turned on from
Yeah,
minute
very
one.
such on.
Yeah.
Uh, that needs to happen. If we do that, then I don't think any team can really beat us. Not that a lot of teams have beaten us this season, but
Atharv in the chat says the main work of goalkeeper in yesterday's match is in saving corner. The goalkeeper has done great work. I agree.
season
Lammens
11,
was good. He was good in the last
Chetty
match.
White jumping in the air. Kal.
Why is he Lammens side?
Yeah, Lam.
Who? Me?
Huh?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Shetty
a
bhai,
Lamans
are you
fan.
are you
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Lammens
Yeah,
fan?
yeah. I'm a Lamans
I
fan.
am Martinez, guys. I am a
अरे तुम तो
Martinez.
रहने दो.
Martinez had a clean sheet.
They had 2.50 XG by the way, Newcastle, and they could not score, and Villa scored 2 from 1.23. Classic Villa win.
Classic Martinez saves. Just
So chat, tell us like if you like drop in your points. Tell if you ask questions if you have any questions to ask. Let's go.
we can wrap it up, I think, in 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shetty bhai and me are Lammens five.
okay, let me ask a question in the meantime. Who do you think still should show better with Carrick coming in? Like, all the
Oh,
players have performed well, decently
yeah,
well. But
yeah.
is there any player you want to see more of, or say, okay, this is his chance to be in the team, or this is his chance to make a mark?
Good question for the chat as well. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I think like first name that comes off top of my head is obviously Menu because not only the aspect that he now he has his chances and now he has more minutes than he has to prove, but if his ambitions are really as high as making it to the England squad where you have likes of Wharton, Anderson, whom you can see they are much more complete midfielders. And see, I'll be honest, for deep midfielders, like the qualities that are more essential. Like, you won't say a deep midfielder, like when you think of the qualities, you would want your deep midfielders to be solid defensively and be good passers. Like that's the two most fundamental values, right? And then comes carrying, and even if you look at Frankie De Jong, he's a very hard-working guy and he carries the ball well, but he also defends very well.
Mhm.
So I think if Maino's ambitions are that high, then he has to show a little more on the ball. And to be fair, the games that we played were not really the kind of games where he would get a lot of chance to show his passing abilities. But if there's one player who has like kind of the best chance because United also have a lot of eyeballs on them, so I think it's Mainu who can do a lot more. I think Ahmad can do a bit more around the box as well. Again, it's the kind of games that we were playing where players were had to sit a lot deeper. So, but I do think Ahmad can do more around the box he can. I don't think he gets a lot of ball at his feet around the box area. There was one chance against City where he shot and then Casemiro was trying to hit it on the rebound, but he couldn't score.
Mhm.
So I think he also can do more. I think Cunha also there is there. Mount, I don't know if he'll even get minutes. Sheshko's case is a little interesting because Carrick is now using Cunha, Mbumo all as nine. So his competition pehle to was Zogzi, but now it's actually a lot more difficult than it has ever been for him. So a nice challenge for him as well. What do you think? By the way, Vinayak writes, I want to see more of more consistent with Menu to be more consistent with and without the ball. Put the same effort at his today, not just let the game pass by you. I agree with that. What do you guys think?
I agree with Suvendu. Dalot is one of the guys I want to see because it's he was under Carrick for 3 years and didn't get a chance, right?
Yeah.
Now Mazroy comes in and we have seen Carrick might prefer someone like a more defensive sounded right back in Mazroy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Dalot needs to be on his A game every single day. So he had
Again, a
that
good
leeway.
problem to have.
Yeah, he had a leeway, especially with the back three system, where he could be out of position at times, but with
Mhm.
back, in a back four, we have to see. He was good with Ten Hag's system of inverting and etc. But we have really not seen him, put in those crosses well or go into that final third and show. Sometimes Mazraoui has shown that well. Mazraoui has kind of put some good crosses or did some good link up play, but from Dalot point of view, at least attacking point of view, I want to see more of him crossing in or just being there in the final third, especially in these games that come up where he might have a lot more chance to
And
do.
crossing more effectively also. He does try
He
a lot
just
of
crosses for
crosses,
the sake of it.
but yeah, they
Yeah,
don't
it's the
reach
same
the
as
right place.
Dorgu. So both Dorgu and Dalot, I think one of the key aspects is ultimately when you go into a low block team, which will happen sooner than later, is how do they cross into the box and how do they deal with the wingers who might attack them on the counter. The
Mhm.
current City wingers or current Arsenal wingers are not going to hit them on the counter, and they were anyway sitting pretty deep, so it's okay. But these kind of games where you are getting hit on the transition and you need to cross into the box for the forwards, create some chances. That's bigger task for both the fullbacks.
Yeah. What do you think, Shetty bhai? Who
More or less the
who
same
needs to
thing.
do more?
The points you have added. Like it's a clean slate for each and every player out there. So you need to do your best because now we are switched back to back four. So obviously players are playing more international positions now. So there is no excuse that your player is playing out of position or something like that. So
Yeah.
obviously now they need to step up and take their chances because the thing is we have enough quality in the squad now, which means that if you don't play well in a certain game, you will be dropped in the very next game. So
Hmm.
it's apart. I think apart from midfielders, each and every player has to step up their game. Midfielders and diamonds, of
When
course.
do so when do says Dalo, Vinayak makes a good point. He says, I wonder how we'll look next season because future of a lot of players are involved. Maguire, Shaw, Can Ugarte go now? Who hardly plays for us now. These players. Shaw, when does Shaw's contract expire? I think his contract is expiring.
Get rid of him after World Cup, man. He's not going to perform again.
Who?
Fuck man, how? Shaw, Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw, yeah. I
Short
mean,
contract.
if we are being honest, I don't think he has not much use case as a left back. It worked as a
June
back three.
2027. June 2027. One more year.
I mean, we can look to move past him, right? Technically, we got Harry Amos and
Once you
Dorgu.
solidify, I think you'll wait for one more season for a new manager if a new manager comes in, right? To see what he wants from his system and what he wants from his left back. So it's good to have Shaw maybe for one more year, right? To
Yeah.
to just in case he wants a goes to a back three and then wants more Dorgu, or maybe he's
Yeah.
not happy with Dorgu, or you permanently decide Dorgu is a winger and then start counting him as a winger, and then you have to bring in like someone like Diego Leon or I don't know
Hmm.
Harry Amas or someone, right?
I
So
do
it's
think
like
we'll go for a left winger. I mean, I think we do see Dorgu more as a fullback moving forward. But it's very interesting option to have, and people keep comparing him to Gareth Bale for
Gareth
fun.
Bale.
But I think if you actually want to compare for fun to someone, compare him someone like Nuno Mendes maybe. He like his physical profile seems a lot similar to him, but although Torgo is a lot more attacking minded than him, and
Yeah.
defensively Mendes is an absolute beast in duels. So I think that's the player he should model himself around. And if he could really defend like Mendes, तो Dorgu would be an absolute like
I
समझ रहे हो?
recall,
You'll start getting world class shouts from people if
I
you
recall
compete with
that
him.
tweet, right, where Dorgu was performing horribly, and then we got this tweet or report saying, Amorim wanted Dorgu to model himself as Nuno Mendes,
Nuno
and then all the
Mendes,
people were like, "What the fuck is Amorim doing?"
yeah,
Amorim को
yeah,
गाली दे रहे थे. And then, yeah, I agree with you. Nuno Mendes is probably the better shout than or Hakimi or on the right side are kind of better
yeah.
shout.
Hakimi
You
also a good shout.
Hmm.
Marcelo long shot
Yeah,
is
but
either.
Marcelo was a lot more
Marcelo was
passing
attacking
oriented
minded.
player,
Right? He was a
and
lot
he
I mean,
attacking
his
minded.
passing was a big one, big
just pick
advantage.
one kind of a player, right? You could be like an Andy Robertson, but you need to
Ha ha ha
understand
ha.
that you're going
Right.
to be full all-rounded. In that case, your passing game might be a bit weak, or where do you want to focus? Is you want to focus goal scoring? Sure, Nuno Mendes
Just
is probably
Udogi.
right.
Udogi is a little similar in that
We
aspect.
cannot have him. That's the issues, which is we've made with the past with all these places. We cannot keep having them choose between. One day we ask him to just, defend. दूसरे दिन you say, okay, go attack.
Hmm.
तीसरे दिन left all
Yeah.
over place. Whether he doesn't know whether to go forward or come back. So either we need to, I think, once the new manager comes in, sit with him and decide, ki, okay, you want to be a full attacking guy or you don't want to be a defending guy. Like that Quinda or whoever is his name, like
Quinda.
Quinda. Quinda.
Quenda.
Yeah.
But
Quinda,
also it's interesting.
Quinda तो पूरा
No,
विंग बैक ही था ये उससे.
he
Outside on
was
wing
He
back.
kind of
hated being
always
a wing back though.
he started as a right back, then right wing back, then he
By
went
now he wants to
left.
play as a winger apparently.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't choose
Good for him,
Amorim.
man. Good that players know what they want to play for, like instead of us dictating what they should do.
So when I says ki I doubt we'll sign a fullback in the summer, it's actually pretty fair because you have Dallo and Mazraoui at right. You don't need to make a change there. You have even if Shaw leaves, you have Amas who might make it to the bench next year. I don't know, but I think we might extend Shaw's contract for a year. I think जिस हिसाब से
Well, will be held on
talks
for a
चल
year,
रहे
I
हैं.
would say,
Yeah,
because like ठीक है
Okay,
काम कर देगा as a left back,
next year.
and I think each and every
and I think
manager
Amas
loves
will get
Shaw.
another one,
Hamas might get a loan, and then you'll have Hamas coming in.
and that's a
Or
more sensible route to take also if that's what we do. So signing wise, though, I think it's clear as day what players do we need next summer. It has to be at least two midfielders. It has to be a
three.
left winger
If
also.
you're losing Bruno, I would say three probably.
Oh, if we're
Uh,
losing Bruno for तो three. Casemiro Ugarte तो anyway जा रहे हैं, तो I think two very big ones and one maybe more of a squad player sort of
I
option.
think Bruno will stay
oh
if
no,
like
Kone,
if we
Kone is
get
also
UCL.
there.
Yeah.
Say
I think
that.
if we get UCL, I think Bruno could end up staying.
And
It
more or
really
less,
depends how the season goes.
if Carrick is made permanent, who knows? Maybe he'll stay.
Or
What do you think? What do you think?
I
Do you
mean,
think
he can back the
he
job.
has a real prospect of getting job?
I think he'll definitely. It's cheaper. It's cheaper and it's better if he can get a job in US because
Hmm.
now they have a club legend and etc. But I don't know. I would because the biggest issue right now for manager is World Cup, right? If you wait for a new manager until
Yeah.
World Cup, and then you have to sign players. So first you need to first negotiate with the manager. Once the manager is done, then you need to talk to the players. And look, this guy is our manager, right?
Yeah.
Will you sign us or not? And you kind of wasted an entire 3 months, and then that season is another write-off. I would probably,
Yeah.
if Carrick does well and comes into top three, probably I would give him one more year contract
Same.
and get this out, get the World Cup year out, transition it better,
Yeah.
and then then go for. If he does well, then keep 1 year basis. I probably extend Carrick.
I think that's where I think slightly a problem could come is because like I think Ineos are very inclined to get a Premier League proven sort of manager or a big pro like they want to get a big profile in there. But and I think they are very inclined towards Tuchel. But again, I don't see how Tuchel works under this regime or any regime long term. Tuchel has never been a long term guy with any job that he's done. So I don't know if they actually want to take the long term route. I don't know why any club, honestly, any club looking in the long term future would look at Tuchel and see कि अगर 10 साल में पिछले a guy is always having a college, so that's just not a good sign, regardless of how good his manager he is. You don't want that instability in your team.
I think with Tuchel, I'll say one thing we might have an advantage is with the Anderson transfer, probably.
Oh, to attract big players, to you
Yeah,
have a
that's the one thing. Maybe more English-based players will be attracted to join if Tuchel comes. But as
Anderson
we know,
should
he
have Carrick as his mentor if he wants to succeed in his career as a DM.
that I
I think,
agree. That I agree. So I would say if Carrick or Tuchel happens permanent, maybe we might have a good chance to get Anderson.
yeah.
But apart from that, I don't think yeah, Tuchel का मतलब there is much scope long term because he falls out with each and every board after 18 months. It's pretty clear. Like it's a pattern now. And
Chat, what do you
he'll
guys
follow
think?
with the England national team federation as well. Until
Yeah, yeah.
he'll
Of
find a
course,
way to follow.
that's how he functions. Yeah. वहाँ तो transfers पे नहीं होते, फिर भी he'll find a way to follow. And Vinayak makes a good point. Giving him 1 year contract may not give the best message to the players. Like it still airs, it should still put airs
And I
of
think
uncertainty
Carrick
around
might
him.
be inclined to West Ham's job as well if they go to championship. West
So
Ham might
Carrick,
come.
I think Carrick is that's what I like about Carrick. He seems confident in what he's doing, and he's a very young manager. So many Premier League jobs ahead of him. If he gets UCL, he's anyway getting a full-time job somewhere, if not United. And he can
Agreed.
eventually also get at United because whoever the next guy is, he's likely to fail here, as sad as it may sound.
Agreed, agreed.
I agree. Vinayak, I agree. 1 year contract might be an issue, but
I think
I mean, also
managers
you
are
take
inclined to 2
4 year
years
contract
contract.
and then you sack him at the end of it. But I am not really happy with the fact we have to choose a manager right now in this World Cup year.
Hmm.
Evil Arts, Evil Arts says we wore black kit to attend Arsenal funeral at the Emirates. We all like. I think we all whenever we wear dark kits, we do well against Arsenal. Like
Yeah.
under Amorim, we also won a game, and then Jesse Lingard, जिसमें he was dancing, उसमें भी we were wearing a dark kit if I'm not wrong.
For some reason, I haven't seen them as a big opponent, Arsenal. Like, I've always found them beatable.
हाँ, beatable 100%. But
See, they don't have any attacking presence. That's the main thing. They don't have any players that scares you. With Liverpool, they had Salah, Mane.
yeah,
With City, you are all
even
sort of
Gakpo,
attacking
I
players.
always get a little. Like, whenever I see Gakpo cutting it, like I think since that 7-0 वाला game ना, तब
Yeah.
से मुझे Gakpo से बहुत डर लगता है यार.
वो
And Aesthetic
गैप्पो
is
का आई
also
गेस
very good.
पहला गोल था ना कुछ तो बहुत टैंकर गोल मारा था वो गेम में इट वाज
Yeah.
समथिंग लाइक दैट he didn't score in he had a goal out for few months before that ऐसा कुछ तो था
हम करियर बनाते हैं भाई.
हाँ
दूसरों पे बिगाड़ते हैं
टेक्निकली
अपना.
उसका करियर अपने वैसे ही बना वो गेम की वजह से because
Yeah.
apart from that he doesn't has a lot of memorable games Liverpool fans hate him
There are so many memes where the guy is like he's waiting for Gakpo to cut in. The defender's like, I
yeah
know you'll cut in, and Gakpo is like, no.
yeah
And he
I
cuts.
saw that I saw that
So
Carrick
when I
has
says Carrick's personality is a shrewd one, and to have, but I'm intrigued how he will react to things going, but to
how he
things
the side.
when things get bad, how he copes with the side of the job.
I I don't think that will be a problem. He's managed Boro, so
हाँ खैर.
they were getting relegated even in the championship at one point, and then they again went back and lost the playoffs for the PL as well in between. So in terms of psychological perspective, I think he'll be fine. The only thing is long term it's not like it's easy for him to do one game at a week, like one game per week,
trading
but
Yeah.
yeah trading region
have
that's
one
the main
game
thing
and then right,
And
how do
also
you
we
do
need to see how he does against weaker teams because it's I'm not
that?
trying to discredit Carrick, but even Ole could do that. Even Amorim could do that. To set up your side against a big team, it's a lot more easier to play against a low block. When you get
It's
like वहाँ पे you
basic.
have a shot, you can go as an underdog and hit them on the
yeah
counters. It's
psychological
very
thing
well
yeah
suited. Yeah.
I agree. Basics. You just need against big teams. You need to do basics, right? Against a
Yeah.
smaller team, you need to show your quality.
Yeah.
As
I wish we were
as
in FA Cup to be fair, because we could have assessed Carrick a bit more better
yeah,
in
it
that
could be.
regard.
But from what I've seen is कि one Carrick is a very pragmatic guy and is very अभी तक तो he looks at the game in a very pragmatic way. Like most managers would not take Mbumo off in 60, 70 minute mark if
Yeah.
he scored a goal in a game. But
Mhm.
he's like he can see the player is tired and he wants to use a different kind of player, so he will just take the scorer off and taking off and taking your most effective forward out. It tells a lot. He even took Bruno out in a game where
I
he brought in Mount. So
I think one
that's
of
pretty good as well.
the yeah, that's a good thing, but one of the problems that Boro fans mentioned during his championship time was his substitutions. Like
Hmm.
they were complaining that he was too late with his substitutions. So
And
I
what
think,
they do?
yeah, yeah. So I think this will come into effect when we are trailing a game or when it's a stalemate. Then we need to see
Hmm.
what kind of subs he is going to bring on.
I
Because
think
that's
having
when,
a Holland like guy also helps. Like he has more perspective and experience there.
yeah, yeah, it does help. I think a lot of people are
I don't
saying
know their
that
player
Carrick,
profile. So I like Cunha, like obviously even if you consider the time at United's like first season, right, when under Ole, under Ole also, we really didn't have any attackers to sub on or bring on when we were losing or trailing games, and our subs were really horrible back then many times as well.
yeah,
So I mean, it's been horrible since a long, long time, but this is probably the first time where you have for a defender you have a defender, for a fullback you have a fullback, for a winger you have a wing, maybe left wing no, but still a
Yeah.
winger you have a winger, and then midfield you have some midfielder and attacker you have attacker. So squad depth is actually the best you can probably have in ages outside
Mhm.
probably a left winger and midfielder, but so it's kind of more easier as well. Mbumo to Cunha may look like as a downgrade because Mbumo scored a goal, but still it's Cunha. We should not discredit what Cunha can do, what he has done as well.
Yeah, it's actually nice to have that kind of profile. Matlab, it's like having a Grealish kind of left winger who can also play as a
yeah,
striker.
yeah.
Grealish may not be the best shout. I don't know who. Can you guys think of a player who comes like closest to Cunha in
Yeah.
terms of what he?
I would say is what is it?
Hazard without
Sorry,
like proper
Neymar of
dribbling.
McTominay kind of thing.
Neymar McTominay?
Neymar of McTominay ऐसा कुछ तो.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
people
like
of that.
Hazard without dribbling ability, like
And the pace.
Pace is
Yeah.
quite quick enough.
No, Hazard was rapid here. Hazard was fast.
That's true.
Hazard, yeah, Hazard was, but he was more into wing, touchline wala.
But you gave a good reference of Neymar because Neymar's carrying was like this. But again, he's the Neymar of Grealish's, I would say. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
McTominay,
something like
है ना?
that.
Neymar of Grealish's.
McTominay partly because of his,
Neymar's of McTominay sounds better, honestly.
It sounds funnier though.
because
अब
it's
McTominay is a deep midfielder ना इसलिए हम saying कि वो
yeah,
comparison
because
थोड़ा ना
McTominay
हटने
used to
के बाद.
carry a ball a lot, right?
Collects the
So
ball from deep and then just goes forward like a headless chicken
Yeah.
and shoots randomly.
Yeah. And has a really good shooting ability also.
Yeah.
yeah, it's,
Neymar of McTominay. So. Okay, I think wrap up करते हैं. Chat. What do you guys think? Is there anything that we left? Any final thoughts? Predict the result for the next game. What do you guys think will be the score?
Cool.
Harry Wilson will score 2-1, but we'll win 2-1.
Let me check. At home, right?
हाँ.
Yeah.
At home, then 2-1.
United wins.
United wins.
अच्छा. One question that I wanted to ask chat is कि share your thoughts if you would like more of this कि we do more live sessions or we do more videos where we just sit and talk about something. It doesn't have to be a post match or pre-match video. It can be just us talking about something, maybe us talking about menu or it could talking about
Twitter पे जो भी बातें करते हैं वो लोग एक घंटे बैठ के हफ्ते में we just talk everything here.
I just want to say कि if that's a format that people would want. ये मेरा इसमें चैट में हम लोगों के कैमरा एक करके ऑफ क्यों हो जा रहे हैं?
अरे मेरा नेटवर्क का इशू है शायद थोड़ा. नेक्स्ट टाइम के लिए और रिकॉर्ड कर
That is very optimistic, man.
Oh, Suventu says 4-1.
Fulham,
Chaitanya
Fulham,
says 3-0.
Fulham has been a good team. I think they're sixth.
Ah, they're in a very good form.
Yeah, so
They're also sixth. Top 4 और top 10, like top 10, 12 में इतना कम गैप है ना कि teams are shuffling a lot.
आई थिंक फुलहैम के सामने थोड़ा हम लोग कॉम्पैक्ट रह सकते, थोड़ा अटैक कर सकते हैं उनको, मतलब वो लोग डीप ब्लॉक वाला साइड नहीं है कम्प्लीटली.
Their Marco Silva's team, I found it always difficult to play against them. He's a
बट
good
वो लोग
manager.
प्रेस बहुत करते हैं, दे लाइक सफोकेट यू विद द प्रेसिंग. थोड़ा
But they also defend in a very compact way.
मिड ब्लॉक बोलूंगा मैं, नॉट लो ब्लॉक एग्जैक्टली, मिड ब्लॉक टाइप है वो लोग.
He's a Jose Mourinho का बुआ का बेटा ऐसे in principles. He's
Yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
Portuguese too.
Pretty annoying team to face, to be fair.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Marco Silva वैसे. Like, बड़े कम managers हैं जो survive करते हैं इतने साल into the job and consistently get their team, in a much more competent finish.
Yeah, I think he's a Europa level manager. थोड़ा better team पे जा
He
सकता है.
needs. He can. I think if he can take really for he can also take Fulham to that level. Like
He can.
that's the
थोड़ा
challenge
budget
ahead.
चाहिए उसको थोड़ा budget चाहिए
हाँ.
obviously. But yeah, I think
Budget or just
they are.
better scouting.
I think they are
Fulham,
already 7 this season, so they can finish in Europa League. Who knows?
yeah. I think Fulham can do better with better transfer business. Their transfer business it's okay. It's not. समझ रहे हो कि
I mean, their both
They don't
logic is
sell
to just
players, they
survive
don't
the
buy
season.
players. They don't sell players, they don't buy players. I don't know what.
हाँ, their last good signing I think was Sanderberg.
Yeah.
बाकी I think वो Palace का Anderson was also nice, but that's as far as they go. समझ रहे हो? They sign nice players, बस.
But
Nice
I
के
think
ऊपर
their
नहीं
more
आते.
objective is like just survive the season somehow. They are
Villa-
traumatized by relegation. Like they used to be a yo-yo club. Not
Yeah.
long
Listen,
ago.
Villa scouts sign gold-rated players in FIFA, rare gold players in FIFA. These guys sign gold common players in FIFA.
हाँ, यही इससे accurate analogy नहीं है कोई.
So one question
ठीक
I
है चलो.
have: where do
Yeah.
you expect United to end up, like in points wise?
अभी we
Purely
have
points
38
wise.
points.
Yeah, possible
There's
points is
15 games
45
remaining.
points. 45 points possible. So
45.
we'll finish 83 max
30,
if we win
30
all
points.
games.
30 points maybe.
I think out of 15 we'll win at least 8.
Hmm.
Fair to expect that.
Fair.
24, right? 42, 62. And then you might see 4, 5. So I think somewhere near
70.
65 points, 70, like 65 to 70. I think 65 to 75. I think that's where we'll be.
70 will definitely guarantee top 4. I'd say even second, maybe, probably. If we get to 70.
This season will not be a very huge pointer. I think the winner will be like 80 points. It will be like that Leicester 15-16 season, right? Where everyone.
Arsenal will end up around 78-80, in my opinion.
Yeah, so winner will be like 80. Top 4 will probably be 68 to 65, 66 onwards.
वो फिफ्थ पोजीशन के लिए बहुत बरस खराब होने वाला है. I guess it will go down to 60. Liverpool.
Do you guys think कि Palace कह रहा हूँ मैं, sorry. City can win the title. Like, do you guys think City has?
I just don't feel it. Like, I don't look at the current team and it looks like they're inspiring me anything. Like in the previous season, you could say there are players like De Bruyne, Gundogan, Rodri. They had a certain core players that were a part of team for a long time. With the current plot, I don't think they relate much to winning titles. So there is that
I don't think
they don't have that connection.
Yeah, like their players, they don't strike confidence. Like they give confidence to the.
Yeah, like most of these signings were done in the last 12 months.
Scored in the last game, and interestingly, Pep said after the Bodo Glimt loss, he will do things a little differently now, and it did seem like a very different approach against Wolves, but then against Wolves, so.
And that's exactly why he's struggling. Like he's trying to do something different.
I don't know.
It's not something he's suited to.
Pep is losing his mind a lot. So,
Because he doesn't have the type
he's
of
becoming
players.
funnier with time.
I think he doesn't have the type of players in market anymore.
Did you see that video? इसमें Pep से पूछा, what do you think of the VAR call? What do you think? क्या पागल हो रहा था भाई वो?
I think he's leaving after this season.
हाँ, अब तो
Most likely.
कि बहुत प्रीमियर लीग टाइटल जीत लिए.
Hope he
He's
goes to
leaving.
Spain. Hope he takes the
Yeah.
spin job.
He takes a
अब
lot.
क्या
He'll
लेगा
take a,
एंटी जॉब यार? अब तो वर्ल्ड कप भी आ गया. अब दिस इज नॉट द टाइम टू टेक अ नेशनल टीम जॉब.
he'll take a 2 year break, and after that, maybe he'll take
Yeah.
Spain. Who knows? For next
और
World Cup.
पीएसजी नहीं. पीएसजी आई डोंट
PSG
नो.
मतलब नहीं,
He's
it's
too much
useless.
pressure again.
वैसे
Way
एनरिके
too
इज
much.
लीविंग पीएसजी तो आई वाज जस्ट टेकिंग देम एज एन ऑप्शन.
But
No,
PSG
I
is
think
useless
PSG.
legacy wise. Because if you don't win Champions League, कुछ मतलब नहीं है वहाँ पे.
I think PSG will take Hansi Flick. Barcelona also kind of fed up with Hansi Flick, so
Barcelona aren't they on the top of the table or Real Madrid is?
I don't think they're
Barca
happy with
by
Hansi
1 point.
Flick.
हाँ तो फिर तो
Barca,
फ्लिक के साथ सही तो चल रहा है. Why would they like let him go?
Second season Flick, man.
like Barca and Real Madrid have problem with their coaches every time. Yeah. It doesn't matter they are first or
Do you
second.
think Real Madrid can try for Pep?
This guy
I don't
Xavi
think
up
he'll go to
to
Pep वैसे तो. He'll go for Real Madrid but Harish video is paused.
Arbiola. क्या लगता है Arbiola कर रही है कुछ अच्छा वहाँ पे?
पता नहीं यार. अब तो वो लोग क्लॉप के चक्कर में है. He is doing well वैसे अभी तक तो, लेकिन न्यू मैनेजर बाउंस, you never know. He's making
Madrid
Vinny
fans are
and
hyping
Mbappe
him
press.
next जिताना ही
हाँ
manager.
हाँ नहीं, he is making Mbappe and Vinny work hard, but I'll tell you what. When Ralph Rangnick came to United, you could see Rashford and Ronaldo, whoever was there, they were all pressing, bhai. They were pressing against Palace for 30 minutes. उसके बाद they were finished.
This is 2 games, so at least
Problem
he's
with
done
Real
it.
Madrid now, everything falls apart if they lose one game. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Even with Xabi Alonso, it was
An
looking
awful lot of
quite
pressure.
rosy and everything was going fine. I think they lost one of the games in between and everything fell apart
Yeah.
since then. So it's like यार बहुत hype हो जाता है अगर एक गेम भी हार गए वहाँ पे तो. इधर ऐसा सीन नहीं, इधर तो अपने को यूज टू है.
चलो भाई एक सीजन आराम, पहले तो
हार भी
कहते एक सीजन सेटल हो आराम से, पहले फिर बात करेंगे.
Our game, if we don't play Kobe, man, a bigger problem.
हाँ यहाँ तो ऑफ फील्ड कलेश इतने ज्यादा है भाई.
Bruno Fernandes को start नहीं किया, हार गए.
यूनाइटेड
हार
देखने
गए,
किधर है?
Bruno Fernandes start किया, okay.
Where is Carrington कोटा?
आई थिंक
कोटा.
वर्ल्ड कप यूरो से बड़ा स्कैम नहीं है कोई फुटबॉल मार्केट का. समझ रहे हो? यू सी अ प्लेयर गेटिंग अ वाइल्ड हाइप, अ मैनेजर गेटिंग वाइल्ड हाइप, यू इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर्स एंड ऑलमोस्ट every time these players don't work well.
And my
Sofian
problem is
Amrabat,
if England make
James
it deep now,
Rodriguez.
yeah, if England make it deep now, ये तो Tuchel के लिए जाएंगे, no matter how good characters.
Yeah.
I think they'll hold
Ethan
on
in
to
the
the
chat
position.
says free Kobe.
Free Kobe. He has
Free
been
transfer.
paid.
He is not signing a new deal, so he could leave for free.
I think he'll sign now.
We signed a new deal. क्या बात कर रहे हो? Amorim cancelled it. Get your facts right.
Oh, Atharva says today's thumbnail is looking good. Thank you. Thank you. It was a great idea dropped by Mr. Shetty. Let him cook.
ऐसे कुछ ड्रॉप करना पड़ेगा जो फेमिलियर रहता है.
आई थिंक इसलिए हमारे चैट पे बीच में 18-20 लोग
Yeah, I think algorithm वो सब चीज कैच कर देता है.
See,
Thumbnail that is familiar.
चलो फिर.
ठीक है यार देन.
Well,
थैंक यू सो मच गाइस फॉर चैट. आज इतने सारे लोग लाइव रहे. आई एम सरप्राइज्ड टू सी.
Yeah, 20 is too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Serenity
अभी
अभी
अभी भी
करेंगे.
11-13 आर देयर. जो भी अभी 2 लोग फटाक से ज्वाइन किए हैं. रियली सॉरी, वी आर लीविंग नाउ.
Pretty great. I think थोड़ा रेगुलर करना चाहिए इसे.
यस.
Like make it an
थोड़ा
half an hour
मुश्किल हो जाता
ritual.
है. आई थिंक अगर 2 लोग भी आ जाएं तो कर दिया करो.
दो लोग कर देते हैं और हाफ एन आवर रिचुअल कर दो थोड़ा.
हाँ.
Normal
करना
discussion,
पड़ेगा.
not much.
हाँ हाँ हाँ. We can also invite more guests and maybe.
Yeah. सैटरडे संडे देखते हैं कभी कुछ कर सकते तो. अभी तो मतलब
Yes.
ऐसे भी वही है अपना और कुछ है नहीं. We are not
one
looking
game
forward
per
to
week, right?
weekends.
You can do whatever
हाँ,
you
it's
want.
so boring भाई. 1 game per week. आराम से कोई कलेश ही नहीं होता पूरे हफ्ते में. जब से कैरिक आया, हैव यू सीन, कोई कलेश ही नहीं हो रहा है यार. जीत भी रहे हैं लोग. एक तो आदत नहीं है इस चीज की कि जीत रहे हैं, कलेश नहीं हो रहा है. अनफेमिलियर टेरिटरी है फॉर यूनाइटेड फैंस.
I think after a long time ये 10 का पहले सीजन में ऐसा टेरिटरी था.
Other fans know, और क्या करोगे?
लास्ट टाइम ऐसा
क्योंकि-
फीलिंग था अब आफ्टर द कराबा कप विन. उसके बाद से हम हारते ही जा रहे हैं.
हाँ. You know what? But what I am glad to not be seeing is what I was expecting to see is कि every time Carrick would have a bad game, there will be a section of fan base who will be like, अभी ओले को लिया होता. अब obviously तो Carrick ले रहे हो तो होगा ही. अब ओले होता तो. I'm glad to not see that.
चलो
चलो भाई ठीक है. चलो यार.
चलो
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye. Have fun guys. हैप्पी रिपब्लिक
Bye.
डे, GGMU, बाय बाय।
Bye-bye.